Okay, I'm gonna be putting some plants into new pots today. I'm repotting, and there's a couple reasons why you might want or need to repot a plant. One of them is because I just got this new pot and I think it's fresh, and I want to put this plant in there, and that's the end of the story. Then this one is kind of outgrowing this pot that it also came in, and I'm going to put it in this larger one. And then also, at the very end of my video, I'm going to be trying something for the first time. I'm going to be propagating this pothos plant. This plant is super easy to keep alive. It doesn't require a bunch of light. It stays super green. So what I'm going to do is take a little clipping of this. Try to make a vid, dude. And you snip it off, put it in some water, and it sprouts root over time, and then you just put that new rooted clipping into a little pot that has soil in it, and it'll over time become its new huge own plant. Items needed for this process: plants of your choosing to repot, the pots in which they will be repotted, some soil that I actually pre-mixed it with a little water to keep it damp, that I'm going to be filling in these new pots to make kind of a base for these plants to go in. So I wetted it with water just to make it a little easier to work with, and it's a little windy today, so I didn't want to have dirt blow into my retinas. And last but probably most importantly, fresh cup of coffee. So let's have at it. Flip it directly over this pot so that I can try to keep as little mess as possible. Supporting it gently, don't want to crack any stems. Flip it. Freshly baked soil loaf. Okay, now I'm just gonna flip it back over. Okay, and again, I already have some soil on the bottom just as a base. I'm just gonna put it in here. Something else that's very key with all of my plants, regardless of their watering needs or their watering schedule, is to put it in a pot that has a drainage hole. Most pots come with one, but a lot of them just don't. Like a ceramic one, they're super, super cute, but a lot of them don't have drainage holes, and it's just super important. So this one actually did not come with a drainage hole. It's just plastic. So we just flipped it upside down. Dave took his drill, put a hole right in the bottom, and now it has a drainage hole. And now this baby's done. I'll let it reestablish in this pot, and then I'll water it. But here's plant number one. So I went from this pot into this one. And I'm gonna put it on this. And what this is a humidity tray. You get little stones that you collect from outside, or you buy in a pre-packaged box from Home Depot. Put it in a little tray, fill it with water, and the diameter of this needs to be wider than the diameter of the pot that's resting upon it. What it does, let's use this cup for example. It sits on there. Over time, evaporation takes place just from the natural air hitting the water sitting here, and it turns it into humidity, which some of these plants need and thrive off of. So it just makes a little humidity station, and so I use that, and it just looks super cute sitting there. So for the time being, I'm just gonna put this on it, and that one's done. You can't see me, but that's okay. So now it's propagation time. I'm going to take a cutting from this pothos plant, I'm just going to take maybe this one right here. Scissors or garden shears if you have it. Cut it down at the base. So now you have this little cutting. And each of these little connectivity points are called nodes, N-O-D-E-S. And you can see those little brown growths coming out from each of those points. That's gonna continue to grow and eventually develop roots, and that's gonna turn into the new plant. So this is gonna stay here. I'm gonna snip this one here. This one, I'm gonna snip here. And then there's that little node, so I'm gonna snip this one here. So now, here we have the 4 new cuttings. And what you do is take a little jar of water and place them inside. And this will just sit for a couple weeks. I don't know the exact time frame because this is my first time doing it, but eventually what will happen is the bottom of these will sprout out little white roots. And then after the white roots form, I'm going to take it out and plant them into a pot with soil. And then those will eventually turn into a big mama again. So stay tuned because I'm eventually going to make another video about the progress on the propagation of these leaves. By the way, shout out to my boyfriend's cousin, Marielle. Gave me this fresh mug. It says make honey, not war. Gosh, that is the nectar of life.
Before you get too far, you should check and see if there's any wind noise on that while you're filming.
Thanks for sharing your time with me today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and most importantly, take care of each other.